Welcome to International Scale Modeler. Tonight I'm going to do a review on something that's been donated to our massive anniversary, 1 year anniversary prize draw. Very kindly donated, I've got to say, because this is something that's not even on the market yet. So whoever wins this is going to be one of the first people in the world to have one of this. Now this is a new sort of thing really, it's quite different. It's the Hostile Realms MEC S70-B Stasis Pod. Now this is a new company, a new UK company, and they have basically come up with this whole new universe, this Hostile Realms, and they're going to be producing quite a lot of stuff over a period of time, and they're going to bring out bits and bobs of parts of the spaceships, actual spaceships themselves, maybe figures, all sorts of things that will fit into this universe, and hopefully you can make dioramas up of several different things and things like that. Now it does look very promising, I've got to say. I've had a look in the box. I've had it for quite a while, it does look very, very nice indeed. So what we've got of this, well, I've got a bit of an extra one. I've got the lighting kit that comes with this. Neil has very kindly chucked that in with this as well. So when I build it, I'll build it with the lighting kit and everything as well. But you can buy them with or without, depending on how much money you've got left to mess around with, really. But really does look very promising from Wild House Models. I've got to say, their website is absolutely fantastic. A lot of backstory to their models and the universe and things like that, why something's happened, why they come out the stasis pod and all this sort of thing. So it's really good that you can dive into the universe and really enjoy it and get to know it, really. And I'm sure as they release stuff, it's going to be much bigger than we expect it to be. So I'll tell you what, without further ado, let's have a look inside the box and see what we get. Right, okay, so we've got the Hostile Realms MEC S70-B Stasis Pod. As I've said in the intro, this is a new UK manufacturer, Hostile Realms. And these guys are a new company on the block, and I've got to say, from what I've seen, they look quite promising indeed. I would definitely say, before I go any further, go and check their website out, which is www.wildhousemodels.com, and you'll get a feel for the sort of thing that they're trying to do with these products, the universe they're trying to build and the backstory and everything. It really is very interesting indeed, and very good. And I tip the hat to those guys for really giving it a go as well. They're not trying to scrimp or save on any particular thing whatsoever. Now the box itself, as you can see, it's got a nice bit of artwork on there, and as we go round, it's just a little bit more. It says a 1/24 scale resin kit, 37 intricately detailed resin components and 4 acrylic parts. Some example paint schemes and things like that on there. On the rear we've got a picture of the actual model itself, the stasis kit. the figure, which isn't available at the moment but will be out very soon apparently, some decals and some other odds and sods. What else is on the box? A little bit more about the pod itself, and again some more technical drawings and things like that. So what do we get inside the box? Let's have a quick look. Right, what I'll do is do what I usually do. I shall take everything out. There's quite a bit in there, as you can see. Right, I do like that. Little bit extra bit of funny stuff on the inside of the box flaps there. Right, okay. So we have, let's have a look. We'll have a look at these two bits first. Now this is, obviously this is all cast resin. Now I have had a look, Neil tells me, the owner of White House Models, he tells me this is safe resin. It's not the usual stuff that's really bad for your health, and if you breathe the dust you'd keel over and die the next day. This is meant to be really okay. It's quite fine. It's a new type of resin and everything. So having a look at it, as you can see, it's the two halves to the stasis pod, and they will fit together like so. They won't fit together quite properly at the moment because they do have, as you can see, these little teeth in there which just got to be taken down so it all fits properly. But apart from that, there's not hardly any flash on there for resin. The surface itself has got these little grooves in, which I'm sure is all part of the model and everything, because if you're not smoothing that out it's going to be a nightmare. But I would imagine that's all part of the effect of the stasis pod itself. As I say, there's not a lot of flash on there. There's hardly any clean up whatsoever that you're going to need to do. There's teeny tiny bits, little bits here and there, which is excellent for resin, because as you know, if you've worked with resin before, you do get a lot of crap with it sometimes. It's all very nice and smooth. It's got a nice feel to it, and you probably look at that and you say, well, actually that isn't going to be, sometimes resin can be a bit of a pain to file and sand and that, but that actually feels like it should be okay. The only thing I'd say about the main part like this is once it's together, obviously once you've got to show this will all fit perfectly here. But all I'd say is you're going to have a bit of a gap, a bit of a seam line down there, and all the way obviously down the back. Now the lucky thing is it's all on flat surfaces. There's a couple of beveled edges and things like that here and there, but really that's not going to be any problem for most of you guys to sort out and make it look completely flat and very nice indeed. So I do like that. It's got quite a good nice weight to it as well. It's not too heavy, but it just feels it feels quite nice in the hand. So what else have we got? We've got lots of these little bags here. We'll have a look inside here. And in this one we've got the base, and this is all one piece. Again, no flash, really well done, really nicely moulded, and again it's got all those lines across it as well, so it matches the top. And that will just, obviously it's not going to sit in there properly because of those little finders in there, but that will sit in there like that, which is quite nice indeed. I can see this, putting this together, building it up is going to be reasonably quick. You've got lots of little extras and greebles and things like this here. As you can see, you've got some of these piping, cold piping I would have thought. And you know, there's a little bit of residue left on there, as you can see. But you know, with resin you should always give them a good wash before you start building it anyway. But I think these go in places like this, yeah, down the bottom here, you know, all the way around here, so it all fits nice and snugly, as you can see, and all different places around. Cutting the lugs off, bit of clean up to do there, a little bit of seam line, but as I say, with resin you're going to need to clean it up anyway. And this is with some of our, these will actually go really well with some of our thinny sticks. Perfect to get into those little joins and everything. But yeah, so let's pop that over there. We've got another little baggie here. Now this looks like the stasis pod door frame, which it is, and this is nice and delicate. Again, it's very well moulded. There doesn't seem to be any, there's a few little seam lines, as you're going to get this with all resin. Just lots of little bits of clean up, which is it's not going to be problematic. Get the right sanders, as I say, there won't be a problem whatsoever. And again, a little bit of flash, but oh, that one just blows off there. That's going to need a little noggin where it's connected to the resin block, but again, really well moulded. Tiny bits of clean up here and there. We've got all these little bags of goodies. Oh, these are excellent. And as you can see there, a little bits of flash, but they'll peel off and you can sand them off and things like that. But these are like brackets for the pod. As you can see, they go all the way around here, around the bottom, around the top, you know, all lots of little greebles and odds and sods and things like that. Again, all just needing a tiny little bit of clean up to get them looking really top notch. We've got more bags of greebles. Look at them all. Tons and tons and tons of them. So lots of little panels and pipes and all sorts of bits and bobs and skiddly bobs. All very nice indeed. So it's not actually going to be too simple of a build. You don't want it too easy, because it's the whole point of modelling, isn't it? Is building these things. We've got another bag here. I think this is a duplicate bag, and I think this is a bag from the other set we've got. I don't think it comes with two bags of exactly the same stuff, so I'm just going to pop those back in there, because I think I've made a boo-boo. Who knows? Right, so we come to, we've got, what else have we got? We've got some tubing here, some coloured tubing. Now this, as you can see, if you can have a look on the outside of the box, so you can just see here on this little bit, right here, that you've got some tubing coming in and out, which is nice because it means you don't have to paint it or anything, and it gives a bit of more lifelike. And this slots into the sides here, onto one of these wherever they may go and things like that, you know. But you can, looks like you can cut it to lengths and things like that, so that's really nice as well. And it looks like you would have some left over, so you may want to, if you can make your own stasis pod and things like that, add extras to it. I suppose with anything with sci-fi, it's like what I like about sci-fi is you don't have to do it as per instructions. With a lot of sci-fi, you can just let your mind run riot, and I'm sure it's the same with this stuff as well. Right, we've also got this part here, little baggie here, and then we've got some decals in here. We'll have a look at those first, and we'll bring you in a minute for these. Okay, now they look all in register, very nice indeed, clear. A little bit, they are reasonably dull, which I think is going to be perfect for these. But you can read all the writing, it's all very clear and concise, no spelling mistakes or anything like that, so they're nice. There's a nice little decal sheet, as you can see, and they're going to work quite well. So then we move on to the clear parts. Now, there's my little thing for clear parts here. Okay, now as you can see, let's pop you in a bit more. They're not 100% clear. Now, I don't know if this is a deliberate effect, because obviously the inside of a cryopod, a stasis pod or cryopod, whatever you want to call it, is going to be cold. So whether that's a deliberate frosted effect, but there's a very slight frosted effect there, as you can see. Now it's either that, or that will come up good with some Tamiya compounds, or any sort of compounds that you're used to using. I'm sure that will work fine, but I'm not sure if it's meant to be like that or not. I'll have to contact the owner to find out. But as you can see, that kind of sits inside there like so. That all fits really nicely, actually very snug once you've taken out this lug. So yeah, I'll have to find out if that's meant to be crystal clear or if it's meant to be like that. And we've then got some other odds and sods as well. Some other little clear parts. I'm not 100% where these go, but again, they are clear. So I think that may be a deliberate thing where it's frosted. Okay, let's put those back in the baggie just in case. Right, what have we got next? Gosh, it just goes on and on. Now that is the standard kit for this, and that's what you do. That would be the basic kit. Now what you can do is what Neil has kindly sent me. Is these electronic add-on parts as well. Now these, it's a little set that you can buy. Now you can buy this part of the kit, or you can add it yourself at a later date. But I am going to have a look. I'm going to take a little peek inside here, because we've got some nice little electrics. So I'm just going to come across here. Now this isn't part of the prize. This is part of the trial one that I've got. But this, I'm going to do a review of this with it added as well. So it comes in a static bag, anti-static bag. You've then got a PCB with a chip on and all sorts of little contacts and things like that. Now I would imagine, I like the way that they've designed it so that everything on there matches the you know, they've actually taken the time to print the board with all the bits and bobs about the stasis pod and how it should be. Now this I'm sure will either fit in the bottom at some point underneath. You've then got all your connectors with LEDs on them. I think some of them are flashing, some of them are normal. So that's going to look quite nice, as you can see there. You've then got this little bit here, which is a lighting ring again, so that's going to move. You can change things around on there by the looks of it. That fits down to the main board, and this will go somewhere else in the pod as well. So I can't wait to see that lit up, but I'm sure if you go over to their website, it'll have all of this all lit up and everything for you, so you can see what it looks like. But I really do like the look of this. It's something very, very different. That's what I like about it, and you guys know I like different. So let's have a look at it. So we've got those, and then we've got this. Now this is quite interesting. You get this with the lighting kit. I think there's several of these to collect, and I think if you wipe them over the stasis pod, it actually throws out different settings on the light board because it's got a little chip in there. So that is, I mean, I think it's all on the website, all the details about these, but I think it's a great little touch that you can get extra cards and it changes, just with a swipe, it changes the colours of the lights and changes the way they light up, or the process of them, and which way they light up and all that sort of thing. So that's very, very good indeed. Right, now let me just pop all this over there a bit out of shot. So now we're just going to go over onto the instructions and everything. First of all, you get one of these, which is a certificate of authenticity of the stasis pod, and I wonder if it's numbered or anything like that. I'm not 100% sure. But it says a limited edition. Maybe they're doing limited runs of these as well. Yeah, model proof of ownership, one of a limited number of first edition stasis pod. So this is one of the first edition ones, so the limited edition one. So obviously if you want to buy one of those limited edition one, you need to get in soon and quick. Also you've then got, this is a great little touch. This is a Wildhouse Models Guide to Working with Resin Kits. And what it does, if you've never worked with resin before, there are some safety procedures you have to take because it can be quite lethal, the dust. But this is made of dust that isn't meant to be, like, not the normal resin that you get. But it's saying tools that you require, things like craft knife, a saw, files, pin vise, snips, sanding paper, and rotary tool, variable speed rotary tool. And it says material you need, CA glue or super glue, epoxy glue, filler, dust mask. First steps, runs you through how to do it, washing and cleaning the parts first before you start modelling, cutting the excess resin, the mould lines, removing the flash, any warping that may occur, how to get around that, all the prep, the assembly and priming of the model. So it's a really great little step-by-step guide to anyone who's a newbie to resin or modelling in general. Really, it's a nice little guide in that box to tell them how to go about it and, you know, achieve the best results with this model. It's a really nice touch, that I like that. The instruction manual itself, it's a bit larger than A5 size, and on the front you've got obviously the same picture that's on the box and everything, and it's a fold out pen, so it folds out to A3, and then you've got a step-by-step guide. So as you can see here, all the steps, all the bits and bobs, very easily to do. It's all CA glue. What I would suggest is that you obviously make the pieces nice and file them and everything before you put them together, because once it's together with CA glue you're not going to get that apart again. You've then got some extra steps, and it goes from step 12, and you've got these steps in 13, 14 and 19. Now these are the looks like the clear parts. Okay, so this is all the steps for the clear parts and the optional lighting kit instructions as well. So I should be looking at those for the lighting kit. But then you've got more odds and sods as it goes on through. Tells you where to glue, where not to glue. You know, what's clear parts. Very easy to understand instructions. Very easy indeed, actually. And if you go around, you've got the finished article at the end there. On the other side, you have on the rear. This would be the rear. Again, you have your decal map. Okay, how to put the flexible hoses in, and also how to attach the front door and everything. So looks really good. Very detailed instructions. Again, what I like about this, I love things that give you a little bit of story background. It just gives you it makes the whole modelling process a little bit nicer. It's like when you open up normal model kits and you've got details of the aircraft or the tank and some background info and units it belong to and things like that. It just helps you, as you're building it, build up a picture in your mind what you want to do with it, and you know how well it's got. You've got the specifications of the actual stasis pod itself, its power drain, all that sort of thing, how long it can last. You then got another picture of the figure that's due out very soon. And then you've got a parts list, an individual parts list, which is very nice. It's good that you can check all this before you do the work. It's got a little legend there just to tell you what all the little symbols are on the other sides, and then obviously gives you some tips and everything about reading the instructions carefully before you put everything together. So I really like those instruction manuals, very nice indeed. It's very thick, quality magazines, thicker than magazine paper. You're not going to damage those at all. Very clear and concise instructions, and I would imagine that to be a nice easy build. Once you've cleaned everything up, put it all together, it's going to be a nice easy build. And I can see that having it so you can make a diorama for this, but from what I can gather, Neil is bringing out some other things to maybe make this like a medical bay, which you could add the stasis pod in the medical bay and build up your own diorama. You could have walls and everything. So I think this would be something you could make this up and then put it aside and wait until you've got the other bits and bobs that are coming out of it and make one big diorama. I think that would be absolutely awesome. So I'm quite psyched about getting this actually, and I'd like to say thanks again to Neil at Wildhouse Models for donating this to our prize draw. But I think it's a really nice kit, and for someone that's their first kit that they've brought to market as well, so they've done exceptionally well with everything. I think they've covered all the bases there, instruction manuals, and you know the hints and tips thing. You know, all there's nice little bits, lots of little baggies full of bits and bobs and things like that, and you can add to it. That's always the nice thing as well. So you can make a nice diorama with that. So in summary, I think that's definitely a worthwhile purchase if you're into your sci-fi and everything. Get one of these, and not only that, you're helping support a new business, a new modelling company coming into the game as well, which I'm all for in every way, shape and form. So that is the 124 MEC S70-B Stasis Pod from Hostel Realms, and it's a big thumbs up for me from Wildhouse Models. Well done.